Welcome to the General Settings review. Let's get ready to take a look at some of the general settings in Sales Junction that affect the look and behaviors of the system. Let's start by clicking on Setup button. Again, this area can only be accessed by certain users. Some can only see the information we are about to view, while others can update or add new information. If you are not an administrator, you won't see the setup link. Once again, some people may be able to view or update information but not create new records in the setup. We are going to look at General Settings located under Enterprise Settings. Starting from the top, we have the name of the company. This name will be found on many of the pages in the system and show up on most of the reports. The admin email account would belong to the administrator and most likely the one viewing the setup. Next is user-defined pages. These are through the pages where you can edit the look and feel of Sales Junction. Session timeout is a number of minutes of inactivity prior to your session timing out. The email export database is a very useful feature. By clicking on this, a window will pop up and ask you for your email address. After providing your email address, you'll be sent in Microsoft Access form compressed your entire database in Sales Junction. This is available for all users. If your database is too large, we can arrange a separate FTP or delivery of your database. But for a large percentage of users, you can request this, and generally once a month would be a good time. Remember, this is in addition to the backups that we do on-site and off-site to make sure your data is preserved at all times. But if you need it for your own safekeeping or you want to use it for some other type of analysis, you can get it directly from us. The logon help is just the link to get Sales Junction's help. You shouldn't change this. Now the internal logo image is the image that displays in the upper left-hand corner. You can easily add a new image by clicking on the Choose File button, and once you have found your JPEG image, just click Update Image, and it will change the image here and the image in the upper left-hand corner. Show Logo in Menu. This gives you the choice to not have a logo appear if you choose you just don't want one, or if your logo is just too complicated or rich and you don't want it rendering all the time. Login changes is an important one. If this box here is checked, that means when anything changes, for example a new view has been made or anything at all, it will track who did it, the date and time they did it, and it will show you the value of the record for each individual field before and after the change was made, so this is a really important one. The next is advanced grouping. Not many companies use territories unless they really want to create another level of grouping, and in fact another level of security. It's a fairly complicated topic, so we won't cover it in depth here, but I will say if you want to use territories, you must activate it here. Account teams are still used by some people, but in general, territories has replaced it since it's a lot more efficient. Next is downloading data. You can find that button here. Now let's go back to setup. If you have standard checked, it will download all of the records, which means all of the standard fields that came with the system, plus any fields that you created for that specific view, are downloading. If you click All, not only will it download the standard record and the custom records you made, but download all of the custom fields whether they are displayed or not, so you can actually get every piece of information associated with every single account by clicking on that download or just the filtered information that you've added to that view. On that note, I encourage you to watch the video on how to create and use views. The final part is adding an email all to notes. So if this box is checked and you're sending out a mass email to, let's say, 100 different individuals, each email will have a note indicating that this particular email has been sent and a little bit of detail about what that email contains. It will also show up in the activities section, so this is an important selection as well. Next is Hide Dashboard View. So this is where you will find the dashboard. Now let's go back to setup. By clicking this, the dashboard area will be hidden on the home page. Now moving to the bottom section of General Settings. This is useful for companies that will be doing a lot of mass emailing in particular, or those who want to route all of their emails through their own email server. And there's a lot of technical reasons for doing that, which we won't cover here. So Sales Junction default email setting allows you to use Sales Junction's mail server to send out emails. And Sales Junction Mass Mail allows you to use your own personal SMTP mail server setting to send emails from Sales Junction. Now this information below, without you having to do anything, will route all your emails through our servers. It will look like it's coming from your domain, so whatever your domain is and your email is, whether it's Gmail or Outlook, it will look like it's coming from that domain if this area is left untouched. The only information you need here is SMT port 25. If you have the need to relay, particularly if you're sending a lot of emails so you want to kick through your own email servers, then you'll want to ask your administrator for the SMTP server. To the right is an example of what one might look like. You'll want your port, your authorization or your credentials, your SMTP user ID, and your SMTP password. There could possibly be requirements on your administrator's end to acknowledge this change. That's pretty much a good overview of the General Settings page. The other tasks here on the left will be discussed in further detail in other videos. If you have any questions, please contact us at support@salesjunction.com.